Welcome to the Quotes, History's Wisdom channel. My name is Darth Vader, and in this guide I will teach you the various intricacies of working with the Midjourney neural network, what you will learn, how to style an image using prompts, how to fine-tune specific styles, and much more. This guide assumes that you already know how to use Midjourney and have an account in Discord. If not, please create an account before continuing. Generating images with neural networks, making a prompt. Neural networks can be used to generate images based on a prompt. With a basic prompt, the neural network will generate something in the same style, while a more detailed description will create something completely new. For example, if you want to see a girl with bunny ears, you can write that as your prompt/imagine prompt girl with bunny ears, forest on background, ultra-realistic, and the neural network will generate different images. Variations of the query. If you want to get more detailed results, you can specify the color of the hair, details of the clothes, the age of the image on the background, and much more. To separate the various parts of the query, many people use commas. However, using colons will help Midjourney understand your query better. Requesting more precisely. If you do a query for hot dog and hot double colon dog, you will get completely different results. Specifying the style, by default, the corporate stylish Midjourney is used, but you can specify a certain style or the name of the artist. The basic procedure is as follows. /imagine prompt main object, details, background, style parameters. Fine-tuning, using parameters for better generation results. At the end of the prompt, you can add various parameters to achieve a better generation result. Full documentation on the parameters is not available on the official website, but I will provide some of the most interesting and useful examples. All parameters are usually indicated at the end prompt and start with 2 tiers. Then comes the name of the parameter. For example, girl with bunny ears, and some of them have a numeric value or an additional hint, separated by a space. For example, linear S1000 no background, /imagine prompt girl with bunny ears, linear S1000 no background. Generating images with different aspect ratios. By default, all images are generated in a 1:1 aspect ratio or square format. However, if necessary, you can also generate horizontal and vertical images. To do this, add at the end of prompt hot, $3 for horizontal image, /imagine prompt hot, $3 and add prompt hot, $2 to 3 at the end for vertical image, /imagine prompt hot, $2 3. Negative prompts. The No option is a powerful tool that allows users to exclude any object from an image. For example, we can specify the following command, /imagine prompt hot dog no red color. These are known as negative or negative hints. For example, you can use the no person feature to exclude all characters from the image. /imagine prompt landscape no person. You can also exclude elements such as 6 fingers, color, style, or other elements you don't like. The weight and priority. If when creating an illustration, you use a complex prompt with different objects, you can specify the most important weight, priority values hints. For example, background, color, style. Using a complex promise is relatively easy and straightforward. Separate the hint with a double colon Assign the importance of this hint by adding a number immediately after the double colon. Use a number from 1 to 100. Remember that these values will be relative to each other. By using a complex promise, you can easily prioritize the weight of each part of the hint in an image. For example, /imagine prompt hot 1 dog 2. When specifying an input of 1 2, it means that the dog in the image will be twice as important as the hot of the number relative. The numbers are relative, therefore if we specify 50, 100, then the weight of this hint will be similar, i.e. the dog will still remain twice as important. Imagine prompt hot 50 dog 100. Parameter of significance, weights of negative cues, values that we want to exclude in our work. When you use the no command in prompt for this, you can specify the degree of importance of this exception. For example, the exception option no bulldog 1 will be more important than the option no skinny dog 2. /imagine prompt hot 50 dog 100 no bulldog 1 no skinny dog 2. The negative hints parameter can be used to customize the weight of individual elements, such as objects, colors, and style. Remix. This allows for a variety of stylizations to be created, such as Shrek in the style of 80 seconds films. Remix mode after Imagine prompt. To use remix mode you must 1. To do this, you need to enter at the bot's prompt /settings, then activate remix mode by clicking on it so that it is highlighted in green. 2. Upload your original image or photo to any of the resources that will generate a link to your image. As an example, I use service https://postimages.org. 3. After the service generates a link, copy its value from the direct link and paste into the code /imagine prompt https://image link 1 JPG. It is important to ensure that the link at the end contains the image extension in JPEG, PNG, or GIF format. Note that links to Telegram, FB, and a number of other hostings do not work further. 4. After a space, you can, in the same line, you can add a second link to another photo, a picture generated by the service that you will use along with the first image. /imagine prompt https://image link 1 JPG https://image link 2 JPG. Combining two images to create a new composition. Using a space, you can specify two links to create a new composition. With this method, you can easily create a unique image that combines elements from two different sources. The first link will be used as the basis for the composition, and the second one will be used as a stylization. This is one of the most complex but rewarding tasks in image editing. 5. In the same line, you can add all other parameters. /imagine prompt https://image link 1 JPG https://image link 2 JPG Wednesday Addams Batgirl. Styling. Fun with Midjourney commands. ~stylize 0 ~s plus a numeric value, for example the value 500s500. You can control how pronounced the stylizing should be. /imagine prompt boy s500. High values lead to more unexpected results. The image will be more abstract and visually more interesting. Low values will produce an image that is closer to the tooltip but may look simpler. 0, exact match of the tooltip, typically generates a primitive 3D-style image. 100 is the default value. 500 more creative results. 1000 very creative result. Chaos and double dash options. The parameter $chaos0 C500 affects how diverse the original image collage grids will be. Imagine prompt goal chaos 0. The chaos and double dash options affect the variation of the original image grids. A higher value will give more unexpected and unusual results, while a lower value will give more reliable and reproducible results. Comparison. 0 chaos value / imagine prompt goal chaos 0, 50 medium chaos / imagine prompt goal chaos 50, 100 high chaos value / imagine prompt goal chaos 100. Quality. The parameter 2-in-tier QQ allows you to control how much time GPU you use / imagine prompt red roses Q25. When it comes to cost and image detail, lower values will reduce cost and image detail, while higher values will take significantly longer. 0.25 value. At 0.25, it is 4 times faster than regular cheap, not very primitive. 0.5 value. At 0.5, it is twice as fast and cheaper, but less detailed. 1 value. Default value. 2 value. It is twice as slow, more expensive, and more detailed. 5 value. At 5, it is good only for experiments. It is also important to note that quality does not necessarily mean something beautiful. Seed. Each image in Midjourney has its own individual seed number. Values allow you to generate new images based on previous ones, preserving the style of the characters or composition from the original. This can be done by using the seed of the image, along with the number sent by the bot. To get it, send a smiley face with an envelope letter to the bot's message with the image. The bot will send you back data about the image, which will contain the seed number. For example, seed 3,899,975,694. Then specify in the command line of the bot the number of seed, which you sent before the bot. In my example, this number is 3,899,975,694 / imagine prompt seed 3,899,975,694. Now the new image will be as similar as possible to the original primary image. Prompts. Finding images and prompts. There are various websites where you can find images and prompts to use. These sites provide a wide variety of images and prompts to choose from, allowing you to create unique images. In the description of this video, I pointed out one of those sites, https://promptthero.com. Popular style. In this video, we will look at some of the most obvious and popular styles and tips for realism to generate a realistic image. Realistic, realism, photorealistic. To create a high-quality realistic image, add the value ultra-realistic, 8, photorealistic, cinematic in the bot line after prompt. /imagine prompt, ultra-realistic, 8, photorealistic, cinematic. Lighting, cinematic lighting. In addition to photorealistic lighting, cinematic lighting can be added to create a more realistic image. To create photorealistic lighting, add the value cinematic lighting, volumetric lighting in the bot line after prompt. /imagine prompt, ultra-realistic, cinematic lighting, volumetric lighting. Specifying lighting color scheme allows you to specify the lighting color scheme by simply specifying the name of the color and the lighting. /imagine prompt teenage boy, purple lighting. This makes it easy to create a unique and vibrant look for your style pictures, adding weight to hints. In addition, a weight can be added to such cues, which will determine the importance of certain specific colors in the image. Creating anime-style pictures with Niji mode. Creating anime-style pictures has become easier than ever with the latest update of Niji mode. This mode is specifically designed for creating anime-style pictures and offers a range of features to help you achieve the desired result. To do this, you need to enter at the bot's prompt/settings, then activate Niji mode by clicking on it so that it is highlighted in green. You can use cues for a more accurate style. Add the value Anime Art Illustration, Linear Anime Art, Twadot, Studio Ghibli Style, Niji, in the bot line after prompt/imagine prompt, Anime Art Illustration, Linear Anime Art, Twadot, Studio Ghibli Style, Niji. Creating 3D Style Art. Creating 3D style art can be done using a variety of tools: 3D Render, Digital 3D, Unreal Engine, Hard Surface, VFX, Made in Blender, Cinematic, Imagine Prompt, 3D Render, Digital 3D, Unreal Engine, Hard Surface, VFX, Made in Blender, Cinematic. Retro Style. How to create an 80 seconds retro style doc movie stylization. You can use cues for a more accurate 80 seconds retro style doc movie stylization. Add the value DVD screenshot of 1987 Doc Souls fantasy film, DVD screen grub, 1980 seconds cinema, Imagine prompt, DVD screenshot of 1987 Doc Souls fantasy film, DVD screen grub, 1980 seconds cinema, Muscular Man, retro style, 80 seconds style, retro wave style, Polaroid, Imagine prompt, Muscular Man, retro style, 80 seconds style, retro wave style, Polaroid. Character design. You can use cues for a more accurate character design. Add the value character design, model sheet for an image with character reversals, detail, Twadot/imagine prompt girl with blue hair, character design, model sheet, detail, Twadot. Web design. Generating a super hint with vector minimal simple design user interface. You can use cues for a more accurate web design. Add the value flat vector minimal simple design user interface Figma dribble/imagine prompt bluebird logo design flat vector minimal simple design user interface Figma dribble. Bonus. Now let's apply all the knowledge we have gained by combining the use of different prompts with an example. Photo number 1 girls, https://image link 1, JPG. Photo no 2 cuts, https://image link 2, JPG. 100 cuts face, 70 face detail, 3D render, Unreal Engine, VFX, cinematic lighting, ultra-realistic, 8, gold details, S1000 maximum stylization, a 2:3 aspect ratio is vertical. Insert all these values into the /imagine prompt and you have it. /imagine prompt https://image link 1, JPG https://image link 2, JPG. Wednesday Addams, Batgirl, 100 cuts face, 70 face detail, 3D render, Unreal Engine, VFX, cinematic lighting, ultra-realistic, 8, gold details, S1000 R23. We have achieved a powerful cinematic art with the aspect ratio vertical. Thank you for your participation in the study. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and like it. You can also support my channel by sending comments, likes, shares, donations. Donate to support the cause. We encourage you to donate to the cause. Even $1 is important to us. Please follow the link in the description below to make your contribution. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you soon.